Hey guys, it's Rebecca. So to start off this look, I'm going to prime my eyelids with the Nars eyeshadow primer. It's my favorite. And then I'm going to blend it in with my fingers. And to set that, I'm going to take this white shade from the Morphe 35B palette and just pat it on and then blend it out. And the brush is also from Morphe. And then I'm going to take another Morphe brush in the same palette. I'm going to use that pink shade for my transition and just blend that out in the crease. And you want to just keep blending it until it looks nice and seamless. So that's what I'm doing here. Lots of blending. Now I'm just going to grab a smaller blending brush from Morphe and take those two shades, mix them together so I can blend them into my crease. P.S. I'm sorry if I look up a lot in this video. My mirror was just above there because I don't really have an actual setup for filming, but I will eventually. Also, sorry for these little song breaks. I was listening to Suicide Boys and I just don't know how to not sing. And here I'm just checking to make sure that both sides look pretty even and have the same amount of pigmentation. And then to define my crease some more, I'm going to take these two shades and mix them on a Mary Kay crease brush and just go at it. Now I'm going to take the smaller Morphe brush that I had used before and just blend all that out. No extra product, just whatever was left over basically. Then I'm going to go back in with that bigger blending brush in my transition shade and just blend it out so it's more, smoked out and not so harsh. Then I'm just going to do some more blending all over because all I know how to do is blend. Then I'm just going to grab this Urban Decay brush from the Naked 3 palette, mix these 4 shades together, and I'm going to put it in my crease to define it even more. Don't forget to tap off the excess before putting it to your eye, just so that it blends better and you don't have too much fallout. Then just grab a little bit more of that shade and blend it out some more. You don't want any harsh lines because then it looks a little choppy and these colors are pretty pigmented and stuff, so just blend it out. And here I'm just blending out all my edges with the white and the pink mixed on a Wet n Wild crease brush. Now I'm just going to take the Benefit Porefessional to prime my face. I put some on my fingertips, rub it in between them to warm it up, and then I just pat it into my face. And here I'm just going to take the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the brightening shade. It's kind of a pinky tone, so it covers dark circles pretty well. And then I'm just taking my Morphe Beauty Sponge and blending it out underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to take the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation and the Loreal Pro Matte, and I'm going to mix them together. I use the Loreal Pro Matte with it just to add a little bit more coverage. And then I'm going to mix them on the back of my hand and dot it all over my face, and then I'm going to just blend it out with the sponge that I used earlier. And when I'm blending out my foundation with the sponge, I like to really make sure that I get it close to the hairline and like up near my ears and around my jawline, just so I don't have any weird looking lines. And then as you see there, I'm pressing it really hard in my face. It's just to make sure that it really gets in and like stays, It's just something that I like to do. It also takes away some of the extra foundation that really doesn't need to be there, and so I don't look too cakey or anything like that. And by pressing hard, I mean like I'm just putting more pressure on it than what I usually do when I'm just bouncing it on my face. And now I'm just going to take the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm just going to do all the concealing under my eyes, which the video is pretty bad because my hand is blocking it. But I'm just putting it under my eyes, on my forehead, a little bit above my top lip, and then it's going to go on my chin also, and then I will be blending that out with the same beauty sponge. Please excuse my ugly concealer face and my terrible lighting. I really don't know how to fix that. And here I'm just blending out the edges of my concealer with my foundation. And then I'm going to take my Coti airspun powder and translucent extra coverage and just set that under my eyes with the Real Techniques brush. Then I'm also just going to be setting everywhere else I place the concealer, just so that all stays in place with the little brush. And now I'm going to take a larger Real Techniques brush for my face and just set everything else so I'm matte and good for my day. So then I'm going to take that Urban Decay brush again and mix these two shades for my lower lash line, and then I just put it as closely to my lower lash line as I can, and then I blend it up into the crease. And I do that on both sides. Now I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer and put that on the back of my hand so that I can prime my lids for the glitter I'm going to put on. And to apply the glitter glue primer, I like to use this little brush that I got from like a powder from Bare Minerals. It works really well. And then I'm just taking a glitter from Crushed Diamonds, and I'm using my finger and placing it right over where I put the glue just so that it sticks. I usually do this before my foundation, but today I kind of just forgot, and so it's going on after. But yeah, you can do it however you please. It looks really pretty. You could do it without the glitter. The eye look is still beautiful, but I really love glitter. Look how pretty. I love it. And now I'm just going to take that shade and blend some more into my crease so it blends in with the glitter and it all looks seamless and pretty. Now I'm going to wipe off some of the excess glitter with this brush just because it has quite a bit of fallout. And now I'm just going to grab some more glitter glue and, put it on the back of my hand again. I'm going to place it on the inner corner of my eyes. And then the glitter I'm going to be putting in there is also from Crushed Diamonds, and it's really complimentary to one of my lids because they have the same reflex. And so I'm just doing that. I use my pinky because it's, the smallest finger, and it fits in the space really well. Now I'm just going to take this Urban Decay Moondust shadow in Cosmic, and I'm going to place some over that just so it's lighter and not as green looking. Now I'm going to take the other side of that Urban Decay brush and just get some of the white powder to highlight under my brow bone. Now I'm just taking my Smith's lip balm. It's rose flavored. It's pretty cool and everything, and just moisturizing my lips so that they're not too dry for when I put on the matte lipsticks later. Now I'm just going to take my Hoola bronzer by Benefit and this Wet n Wild brush. That's an angled brush, but it's a little bit skinnier than most angled brushes that I've seen, so I really like it because it gets in the hollow of my cheeks pretty well. And I'm just bronzing and slightly contouring, not really though, with this. Now I'm going to put a little bit on the sides of my nose, on the sides of my chin. I'm going to blend it around my jawline just so that it's a little bit more chiseled and that jaw though. And then I'm going to put some on my forehead up towards my hairline and stuff, just to make my forehead look a little bit smaller because I personally think I have a pretty big forehead. And I'm just bronzing. Now I'm going to take the brush that came with the Hoola bronzer. I'm going to put a little bit under my bottom lip because it's slightly smaller than my top lip, and so I like to make it look a little bit more pouty. And then I'm going to go in and define my contour a little bit more just so it's a little bit more contoured. And then I'm taking a big brush with no product on it. I'm just blending around just to make sure none of it's too harsh. And then a regular powder brush that also had no product on it just to blend. Now I'm just going to take this Makeup Revolution bronzer palette, and I'm going to take those two shades on a Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just going to put that all over to bronze up some more because I really love bronzer. And yeah, so I'm just putting that in all the spots, just a little, you know, more blendy and not as like sharp as I did before. Now I'm just going to take another face powder brush that doesn't have any product on it. I'm going to blend out the rest just so there's no harsh lines. Now I'm going to take this Tarte blush in Captivating. I'm just going to use this crown angled brush, and I'm going to put that on my cheeks the way I do. And for applying blush, I like to pat it on and then blend it upwards just so it gives me a more youthful look and it seems more glowy and fits my face better. And now I'm just blending that out with a couple different brushes just to make sure my blush isn't too harsh. Now it's time for my favorite part, which is highlighting. I'm taking the Anastasia Glow Kit in Gleam, and I'm using 3 of the shades, but right now I'm just using the darkest one. Can't remember the name of it, but it's really pretty. It's like the golden shade. And to apply this shade, I'm just using a Morphe fan brush. It's pretty good and everything. I really like it. And then I'm taking this highlighting shade from that bronzer palette that I showed earlier and this like up and up brush that is like the Anastasia one but way cheaper. And I'm just using that to make my highlighter more intense. And now I'm going back to the Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I'm going to mix those two colors. I'm doing more of Crushed Pearl than the pinkish one, which I think is called Starburst. I may be wrong. And then I'm putting some on my collarbones, and I'm going to put some on my shoulder just because that's the way I do my makeup. If my shirts show my chest, I do that because I like to be glowing all over because I really love highlighter. Ooh yeah, check it out. Now I'm just going to take my Roller Lash Mascara by Benefit. I'm only going to do my bottom lashes at the moment because whenever I do my top lashes first and then go to my bottom lashes, I always get mascara all over my eye and it bothers me. And now I'm just going to go in and do my eyebrows, so I'm just combing them out. And I'm going to take my Anastasia Brow Definer in Taupe, and I'm just going to start by outlining my brows. And for doing my brows, my main thing that I do is I just try to make the shape a little bit better. I kind of basically follow my natural shape and then just define it some more because it kind of doesn't look like I have a tail on one of my brows and then the other one doesn't look like I have an arch. And so that's really just what I do for my brows, just so they're all uniform and looking cute. Now I'm going to take the Benefit Ka-Brow in shade 3, and I'm just going to define my brows some more and fill in where it's more sparse, and that I don't really like to use a lot of pressure with the definer pencil thing because it's just kind of harsh, and so I just like to use this to add some dimension. And if you can tell by my face, I can never really tell if I like my brows or not. And so, oh, dance break. And so yeah, that's just what I'm doing here. And then I'm using this Maybelline Fiber Brow Gel thing. I don't really know how I like it. The wand is really weird and it makes me a little uncomfortable. But I'm just using that because, I mean, it keeps my brows in place, so I can't complain too much. And here I'm just making sure that my brows are in place the way I want them to and that they look exactly how I want them to stay for the rest of the day. Now I'm just taking an e.l.f. brush and blending out the contour under my lip because I thought it looked a little harsh. And then I'm going to take my Roller Lash Mascara again and do my top lashes. And then sometimes mascara gets a little too clumpy for me, so I like to take my clump crusher and I just use that to separate my lashes. Now I'm just going to take this color and put it into my crease, because with my eyelids, if I put any type of glitter or sparkly thing, it gets in my crease, and so I'm just kind of wiping the glitter away with that. So here I'm just going to pat off the excess like chapstick and stuff so that I can apply my lip colors, and I'm using the Soft Matte Lip Creams by NYX. One's in the shade London and the other one's in the shade Caro. And I'm going to do London first because it's darker. Now I'm just going to take Caro and apply it to the center of my lips after patting off a little bit of the London, just because I didn't want there to be too much lip product on. And so I'm just applying it in the center of my lips to make it look lighter, and then I'm just going to pat it in to blend it all together, and so it looks really good. Now I'm just going to take my ring finger and put it back into the glitter that we used on my inner corner, and I'm going to apply it to my cheekbones because I really love glowing and having glitter all over my face, and I don't know when to stop. And then I'm just going to take a little brush to blend it out so it doesn't look too crazy. And to finish it off, I'm just going to take my fan brush and a little bit of highlighter for the top of my lip and the center of my lip. And that's the completed look, you guys. Thank you very much. Let me know if you guys like this. Give me some feedback. This was my first video ever, and so I'm a little nervous about it. Please excuse my stepdad in the background of this, and thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all.